How are you, by the way? You told us 100% you expected to play. Everything okay?
Yeah. I mean, just didn't shoulder didn't come back the way I thought it would. But I mean, at the end of the day, I was doing everything I could to try to be prepared, to try to be ready. I just know that my shoulder just wasn't ready to go out there and play. I mean, it's still not. So just doing what I can and just try to get back healthy.
All right, so we were wondering whether that was when because you said 100%. Does that mean 100% chance will play or 100% you wanted to play?
Yeah, see, you guys got to be careful with the questions you ask, because you asked me, do I expect to play? I expect 100% to play. I expect to get back. I expected to for my body to react the way it needed to, but I wasn't saying 100% that I was going to play.
See, Danny?
Jaylon.
No, he's
You're a fun guy to interview. You're a fun guy to interview. You may
Realistically, it's like I can't answer. Even if I wanted to answer that question truthfully, I can't answer that question, because it's like if I'm just saying, "Oh yeah, I'm not gonna play. I'm not gonna play." It's like, nah. I mean, you can't just give the Packers just, "Oh yeah," just give them a whole week not to prepare for me playing. So I mean, at least I'm sure they considered me playing, had a game plan for if I did play. So I mean, you can't just, "Oh yeah, I'm not playing." I mean, you gotta play the game. So I mean, I can't just go on air and give my injury status in the beginning of the week.
All right. Did you know that you had made the Pro Bowl team before you talked to us last week?
You damn right.
Well, that's not important. How come you couldn't tell us that?
Because nobody had knew. So when I was told not to tell nobody. So I'm honorable. I like to think I'm an honorable man.
Mm-hmm.
So I was keeping my word. So when you guys asked me, I was in a predicament. But a lot of love and respect for you guys. But I was just in a predicament where I had to keep it to myself.
We understand.
Right.
I, for one, understand being loyal to the coach of the organization over this interview.
I don't. be loyal to 5 o'clock after Bears games, Jaylon Johnson. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
Well, just a couple more things about missing the game real quick. Because I'm wondering, it's a story all over the league, Jaylon. Obviously, some guys play to protect, some guys don't to protect an injury. Some guys are playing looking for bonuses. Some guys are not playing for contract reasons or things like that. Like, did this come up with you and your agent and the team as a decision, or was it strictly about injury?
No, it was strictly about injury. I mean, sure, I'd love to play and try to beat the Packers. I mean, like I said in the beginning of the week, that's a game you want to play in, especially with the opportunity to knock them out. I mean, there was a lot to play for. I mean, sure, I'm pretty sure if he'd have threw some of them field outs to me, I'd have had a few interceptions. So I mean, that was a game I wanted to play in. That was a game I was trying to do everything I could. I mean, just at the end of the day, my shoulder didn't respond. I'm not a guy to just not play, just think about other things. Like, nah, if my body's not in the best position for me to go out there and perform how I know I can perform, then I feel like it's not in my best interest or the team's best interest for me to go out there and play. So, I mean, I knew for me, if I was to go out there in the condition I'm in now, I'd have been a liability. So, I mean, I love to play the game. So, I mean, in any circumstance or situation where I feel like I can go out there and play and be myself, then that's what I'm going to go out there and do.
Well, yeah, didn't think so, but wanted to clarify and get it on record. And then the other part, you just referenced it, man. They missed you, Jaylon. Like, I think that was a very good day for the perception of your value, as it turns out, because you think you would have made a difference?
Oh, no, that's not even a question. I know. I mean, I think I have a lot of respect for Jordan Love. We played against each other in high school. Know him coming out of college, and of course playing against him this year. I just don't think he's throwing those field outs like that to my side. And it's like, I mean, those weren't just game changing plays, or game changing catches, but I know that those could have been game changing plays that I know I would have made. Because I mean, honestly, I was on the sideline freaking yelling, trying to call him out before the guy even got out his break. So I mean, if I was able to see it from the sideline, I know I'd have been able to see it in game time and game speed. But just overall, I think just my presence. I think honestly, it takes away a lot of things. I feel like for them, and I mean, if it didn't, I feel like I would have had a field day. But I just think overall, I think just my presence being out there, the confidence for just the team, the defense, I think it just adds and brings a different level of energy and confidence out there too. And I mean, even I feel like I would say for the play calling as well, I feel like you can't, or you don't call the game the same without, I think, my presence being out there. And I mean, even for a lot of high level guys, like things just are a little different without those guys. And I mean, or without high level guys. And I definitely think I would have had a big impact on that game, whether it was me making plays or me just being out there and taking away, I think, just a lot of sides with him just not even throwing the ball there.
So his numbers are impressive, and he's been playing very well. You said you know him going back to high school, and you have respect for him. But Bears fans, I'm 36 years old, and for my entire life that I can remember watching football, they had Brett Favre, first ballot Hall of Famer, Aaron Rodgers, first ballot Hall of Famer, and so I was trying to speak it into existence that this Jordan Love guy sucked. He clearly doesn't. What would you say to Bears fans about just how good the next Packers quarterback is, Jaylon?
I wouldn't say nothing. He's a good quarterback. At the end of the day, he still has a lot to prove. Those two names that you listed before aren't just anybody like you said. So he still has a lot to, I feel like, mount up to comparing to those guys. But just right now today, I feel like he's a very solid quarterback. I don't think he tries to do too much. I think his simplicity, gets the job done. For them, they have a good running game. They got a good running back. They have a good front. I think they do a good job. I think just even Matt LaFleur, I feel like he calls a heck of a game. I've always been a fan of how he calls the game. Back to when Aaron Rodgers was there, and just even now, they don't have superstars on their offense, but they get the job done. So I definitely give credit to LaFleur for how he calls the game, and then Jordan, I think, just managing the game. And I think that's really all it comes down to is, hey, just get the ball where it needs to be. Don't do too much. Don't turn the ball over. And I think that's when they have success. So I think he does what he's being asked to do.
We're talking to Jaylon Johnson, Parkins Spiegel on The Score. A lot of your teammates have talked today. It's been widely reported. Today was exit interview day. Mm-hmm. Can you tell us what your feedback was and how your exit interview went?
Can I tell you what my feedback was on my exit? I would say, I'm gonna start with your second question. I think it went well. I feel like just having an opportunity to go in and just, I feel like, talk about what we think can be better. I think from top to bottom, coaches, support staff, training room. It's all the way down to the kitchen, the calf. So it just gives us the opportunity to try to improve things as a whole. I think for me, let me see how I want to word this. Let me see how I want to word it.
Take your time.
I think for me, honestly, just talking to Flus, talking to Ryan, I think just a lot of it, I think, was kind of just some things that we can do better, maybe on the preparation side of it. Just going in week to week, I think we can just try to give us opportunities to really hone in on details. I think, especially for me, being in the secondary, offenses have their specialties and things that they do well. And I feel like for example, if you take a team that does a lot of jet motions and routes off of their jet motions, that's something that you got to practice because that's not a common thing that you just see. So I feel like an example that I was saying was, hey, during practice, let's have times where the DBs can get together, the corners, safeties, even the linebackers. Hey, let's practice jet motions, how they get into jet motion routes, if they're jet motion in a bunch, if they jet motion to the single receiver side, just being able to cover and have opportunities to truly practice that and not just watch it on film and say, hey, this is what they do, but actually have time to mess up at it, to where when we do go live in practice, we do go get into the game, we've had multiple reps at it, we've messed it up, we've done it right, so we know what it feels like. And just kind of taking that into so many different areas and levels, I think will do us justice as well. But I think, honestly, too, it's really just about management, just when to do it, how to do it, what days we can't do things like that on. I think where he comes in at, and kind of taking that idea and then figuring out best where we can insert it. So, that's probably a small example of something that I mentioned. But I feel like that's probably the most I could share.
So this was mostly with the coaches. This was not with Ryan Poles about contract stuff today, this exit?
Nah, that's not it. I don't think I'm exiting, so I don't think that was me and him a true exit interview.
Okay, good. Well, it's interesting to hear you talk about Matt Eberflus because it's been a journey for you with this defense, hasn't it, Jaylon? Yeah. Is that fair to say? Because even yesterday, Matt Eberflus said Jaylon's been great. He plays great cover corner, and he's bought into our system. And I remember back at the beginning, it was a little bit of a journey for you from how you were playing to then how you need to play with this system. How does it feel now at this point?
Well, I feel like we have to have a moment of clarity here. I think what happened in the beginning wasn't about me not buying in. I think it was me being open about it and nobody else being open about it. And it was one of those things where it's like, oh, is Jaylon buying in? Is Jaylon going to buy in? It's like everybody had the same. Me and everybody else were at the same point of buying in or not buying in, agreeing or not agreeing. It was. I mean, it wasn't just like, oh, Jaylon's not buying in. Like, nah. At the end of the day, I respect the coaches coming in. So regardless if I like what they're asking me to do, I'm gonna do it. And it's like for everybody in the system, you're just not going to just flip your switch from playing one way to just, oh yeah, I can just play this way. No, you've been playing a certain way for your first 2 years in the league, and honestly, throughout my life, I didn't have to just come to the league and just play a different type of ball. So I mean, now going in, it's an adjustment. That was all it was, is me being open about the adjustment. Like, did I like it? Did I just want to do it? No, but at the end of the day, that's what I'm being asked to do. So that's where it comes to being a professional, and like, no, okay, he's just doing what he was being asked to do. Because like, if I wasn't asked to do it, I wouldn't have done it. So I mean, just them demanding it, it's like, hey, this is what the standard is. This is what it is. I was going through it my first year, trying to figure things out, trying to figure out how to do it. I mean, I wouldn't even say the system as in, I feel like the itch principle, but just even learning the defense, trying to do this, trying to do that. You're kind of trying to learn so many different things. So it's like the first year was really a development year as far as the attitude, the mindset, how we do things, the defense, learning what routes I can jump, what routes I can't jump, and different things within the system. So it's like now this second year, it's like, okay, the standard. It is what it is. Now it's like, okay, how can I make these plays? So it's like, I wouldn't even just say it was a struggle or it's just a big night and day thing. It's like, nah, everybody has made an adjustment. And I think everybody was able to see me do it and I've been open about it. So, I mean, I don't think it was just, it just took so much to get here. And looking back, it's like, nah, all it was working and adjusting. That's all it was.
Can you be honest with Matt Eberflus in that exit interview? Because some people would say, oh, it's a sign that he's definitely coming back next year because he's conducting the exit interviews. Or if you had a problem with him, you wouldn't be able to say it because he's in the room. Like, what's that dynamic like?
What's the dynamic in the exit interview?
Yeah, like, are you able to provide – you talked about preparation a little bit, so I suppose that would be one thing. Like, that's feedback. But can you provide negative feedback when your coach is in the room?
Can I provide? Like, are you saying, am I able to, or like,
yeah,
am I?
No, I'm not saying if you did or not. Like, is the relationship and the environment fostered in these sort of things where, like, I don't know, are they? Some people want the appearance of feedback, and some people want honest, hard truths in feedback. And I'm kind of curious what the dynamic in that room is like.
Honestly, I feel like it all comes down to professionalism, man. It's a way to do things, it's a way not to do things. And at the end of the day, the business that we're in, player, coach, player, GM, all of it is about criticism. Everything that you do gets criticized. Good, bad, ugly, hurt, not hurt, rookie, not rookie, vet. It doesn't matter. Whatever you put out there, whatever you do is all being criticized. So it's like going into the exit interview, if he asks how I feel, I can genuinely go in there and say exactly how I feel. You asked me. I didn't just come in here knocking on your door, bringing this to you. You asked me, hey, what do you think I can do or we can do to be a better football team? What did you like? What didn't you like? You're asking and opening that door. It's no longer, I feel like, for me to think, okay, how is he going to take it? No, you asked me the question. So I'm going to answer your question. So, I mean, for guys, there are guys that go in there like, hey, coach, I didn't appreciate when you did X, Y, Z, or hey, coach, I didn't like when you did X, Y, Z. Those conversations are had. But I think it just comes down to, I feel like, professionalism. There's a way to do it. You just don't get in there and start MFing coaches and doing all that. That's not a way to do it. But at the end of the day, we're both grown men. So it's like the same way he critiques me, hey, Jen, I don't like how you're not running, not saying him, but hey, I don't like how you're doing this. I don't like how you're doing that. Then I can go, in a sense, go back to him, whether it's exit interviews or just on a Tuesday night. Hey, coach, I don't really like how we're not doing X, Y, Z in practice, or I don't really like how you had got on me right here. I kind of felt a little disrespected, That's two men having conversations, having a grown man conversation. So I can't just say, I don't know if he really welcomes it or doesn't. I would hope that he does, considering how many different players he asks for their feedback. So I mean, I think that it's definitely up to the player. I feel like to go in there and to truly say how he feels, and I think sometimes too, there's everything just doesn't need to be addressed as well. So I mean, I feel like there's really just a way to do it, a way to have it, a way to execute it, and to just go about it. But I think it's a pretty open conversation, open room.
It's the power of positive confrontation, right? Of like clear, intentional communication. You've spoken about this in lots of different ways all through the year. You're like our guy Danny Parkins a lot more than you think, Jaylon. It's like you're comfortable with the discomfort.
I enjoy a good confrontation,
right?
Jaylon.
Of just having a good conversation. Like it's healthy. Get it out there, man. So it makes all the sense in the world. Can you do that with Ryan Poles? Have you ever done that with Ryan Poles when talking about contracts or futures or anything like that? I wonder if he's open to it the same way that you are.
No, I've definitely went into we've had some conversations that I feel like were some things that maybe he didn't expect to hear or maybe want to hear. But I mean, it's definitely an open door conversation. I feel like at the end of the day, we go in, and again, if we create that environment to have an open conversation, then hey, we're going to have an open conversation. So I mean, I feel like as far as it wasn't nothing on the contract side. That's business. I'm not going to go up knocking on a man's door talking about, I don't like how you did. It's business. So, there's not going to be – I'm not going to like everything that he does. He's not going to like everything that I do. Maybe we want things to be done differently as far as business. But, as far as the team and getting things done and how things are going as far as, like, with the team or whatever the situation may be, outside of contracts, we definitely had an open conversation.
You said no exit interview with Ryan Poles because you're not exiting. So is that an indication? How do you feel about your future? What do you think's going to happen here?
He's in the exit interview with Flutes. So it's both of them sitting there, and we have it's pretty much like a three-way conversation. He asks some questions, Flutes will ask some questions, and then we go from there.
So you said you're not going to let go. It has been a wild ride, man. Like you requested a trade this year. You know what I mean? There's been a million things that have happened. What do you think is going to happen this offseason?
I think we get a deal done.
You think?
I expect deal done. Let's say that.
You expect to get a deal done?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know I'm sure I don't want to put words in your mouth, but most players in your position would be hoping to avoid the franchise tag. So you expect and hope to get a deal done? Is that fair?
I'm not going to say hope, but I expect to get a deal done.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I think Bears fans would be very, very excited to hear that. Do you have any, are you guys talking, a timeline, anything like that? Bears fans love you, Jaylon. Your teammates keep saying, pay the man. There was a sign outside of Hallis Hall saying, pay Jaylon.
Yeah, DeMarcus Walker said it yesterday after the game, flat out need to pay you.
We're very, people are very anxious to when this deal's going to be done. I'm sure not as anxious as you, but people want to know.
Yeah, man, it's going to get done, man. We ain't started. We barely finished the season yesterday. So, just letting everything calm down. We still got Pro Bowl, Super Bowl. It's a lot going on still that I feel like there's some time maybe to go by. But at the end of the day, we'll be in context, and I think some things will be done, hopefully quicker rather than later. And then we'll go from there. But I definitely appreciate the love, the support, and all of that together. I think that's also helped me to be at peace. I think it's a harder situation. Or would be a harder situation if you're hearing the opposite. Like, he ain't really that big of a deal, and it's like, damn, okay, are they really gonna get rid of me, or what are they gonna do? It's like being in the position that I'm in. I think it's been nothing but love. Like I've been saying this whole year. God has blessed me to be able to have the season I'm having. So the combination of my work on the field, the love from the fans, the support staff. Just everybody. Every time I walk to the building, it's always so much love, especially after getting the Pro Bowl. Everybody's been coming up to me, showing love, showing that support. So it's all been feeling good, and I'm definitely, like I said, I'm confident and expect to get a deal done in Chicago.
Justin Fields has been classy, professional, awesome in post-game week after week, and yesterday said, if this is my last rodeo with y'all, thank you, and thank the media for making his life harder than it needed to be. He said, making his job harder than it needed to be, but also thanking the fans. What's the feeling in the room? You guys think Justin is your quarterback next year?
Honestly, I couldn't even say we think. I think we honestly haven't really talked about it, or I haven't talked about it with anybody too much. I think for us, the expectation really is for him to come back. We haven't thought or talked about him not being a quarterback. Again, I feel like everybody has their own opinions on it, but I don't think Justin's a problem. But at the end of the day, everybody has their own job description, and to make that decision is above my pay grade. So I mean, honestly, I hope he's back. I hope we can continue to build with what we have. We just continue to get better and win games. I think he deserves to be the guy that we win games with. So I mean, I don't expect and anticipate him leaving, but it definitely is a real and viable situation for him to be gone.
Two more quick things with you, Jaylon. People want to know about Kevin Warren's role in all of this. Like, is he in the exit interviews? Do you have a relationship with him? What can you tell Bears fans about the new president, because they don't know him that much yet?
No, he's not involved in exit interviews. I feel like the exit interviews, I think, is all talking ball. And I think, because being the president, I don't think has anything to do with the football side of things. I think it's more so just operations, getting the right people in and giving the team the right opportunities. I know talking to him about like the stadium, like just even the potential of getting a new stadium, and when he was in Minnesota and how he put Minnesota's stadium and did all the different things that he did with that. I know just kind of just helping. I feel like helping the team above just the football side, but even I'm gonna share this with you guys, but I ended up learning, I don't know if it's him or who did it, but whenever we score a touchdown, we get the fireworks that go up, and they were saying like every time it sets in, it in a sense is somewhat of like a home field advantage because of what happens after the fireworks and all that. So just little things that give you like home field advantage or different things that help your team, I feel like, get the advantage. I mean, even like with the like airplanes and certain things like that, I mean, people don't know what type of planes we fly, but I feel like even having conversations like that and being able to talk to him and him just make things easier for us to give us the advantage and make us more comfortable. I feel like those are all the things he brings in together. I mean, even like bringing in like so like preseason, Little Dirk had came, and that was something that people had talked to him about. And he reached out and he kind of in a sense made that happen as far as him coming to the game. And then some of us went to the concert that weekend as well. So just little things like that, I think, just bringing all of Chicago, I feel like, from the fans, the players, just the organization, just really making it run better, and just giving us championship environments.
That is a great answer. Thank you. And then you mentioned it and Flus mentioned it, and like in terms of the exit interviews, like anything's on the table, including the cafeteria. Yeah. Is the cafeteria okay? Do we need an upgrade? Is the food good? I want to be sure you guys are eating right.
I mean, I think it really depends. Everybody has a different like taste buds, I feel like. So I mean, at times, and too, like the quality of food, the type of food, like you can. I mean, not saying that this has happened or hasn't happened, but it's like you can you can put out, okay, yeah, we have a chicken parm, but we go in there and we look at it and it's like, I don't know if that really looks like some good chicken parm. Then it's like players aren't interested in the food, so now it's like, okay, when are the players eating? Because if they're not eating before practice now because of the food, now it's like we're going into practice on an empty stomach or whatever, and then of course that doesn't help performance. And even after, if we're not eating until we go home, which is 2-3 hours after practice. And it's like, if you didn't eat before, you didn't eat after. It's like, so you ate breakfast, if you ate breakfast. And it's like, so when are you eating? And it's like, that's just not good for your overall health if you're not interested in the food. And it's not always, honestly, I don't think it's about the food being good or not good. I think it's more so about having options. And different people eat different things. I mean, there's always like vegan options and things, because if we didn't have vegan options, those that are vegan are gonna have to bring their own food. So it's like, even that's been an improvement of, I mean, I know ever since Justin came in, when he was vegan, we never had vegan food before. So it's like just having the flexibility to open things up or to bring different things, have different options, I think definitely helps. So you can always have better food, or food can always be better. And I think that's why it's a big thing. Because I mean, it sounds funny, the cafeteria, but it's not like we're just working a desk job and we get up and, okay, try to go get something to eat. It's like, now we need food and fuel to be able to go out there and keep maximizing our body. And I think that's what it's really about. It's not just the food or just like how it makes us feel, but it's like, how can we maximize the guys' performance? How can we maximize how they feel? And I mean, honestly, eating is a part of hydration and fueling your body. So
Hell yeah.
it all goes all goes together.
Man, ask a question with a slight jokey edge. Get a real answer from Jaylon Johnson. You're high-performance athletes. Of course it matters.
Of course it matters.
It's the best, man. The way you've answered questions all year long, really thinking about it and trying to give us your best and honest thoughts is very much appreciated. And count this whole show hoping you get paid, and then come on in here during the off season. Let's hang out after you get paid, and we'll throw you a party in the studio here, sir.
What that look like?
Oh, it'll be the best party you've ever been to.
I got an idea. 33 in big balloons.
Yeah, we got balloons. We'll have steak.
To the cafeteria, the food.
yeah. We'll get better food than they got at the cafeteria at House Hall. Hey, man, the suite at the Bulls game. You know, we got stuff. We got stuff we can entice you with.
What do you want at the party? We'll do what you tell us. What do we need to do?
Nah, I mean, it's up to you guys, man. You brought it up, so I just want to be able to walk in and just enjoy the hospitality.
It'll be great. We probably will bother you in the off season. Seriously, man, you've been a tremendous friend of this show, and the audience and Bears fans love hearing you. Thank you so much for your candor. Enjoy your off season, Jaylon.
Did you guys talk to you soon?